and it's only in the last like year or two I realized like how music saved my life. You know, like anybody that like knew me like since I was like a little kid will tell you like I was always on a computer like making music and freestyling and all that stuff, and that's because like music gave me some sense of purpose in life, you know. But for me, it's like with all the people I knew, the environments I was in, and all that stuff. If I didn't have music, I could have easily made the wrong decisions.
They're coming down to the wire. At the center's handed. Rich strike. He's coming up on the inside.
All right, man. We got a crazy episode today. We have a like we're ending. Actually, no. Should I mention that?
Yeah, I think we should start. You should let the people know, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. We got diehards now.
All right.
We got diehards.
This is gonna be. We're gonna take a week break after this episode because that's how hard we're gonna go for this one.
Yeah, the Down to the Wire podcast is going on a bye week.
Yeah. And
Well deserved.
we got to, because after this one, I don't know, John's going to end up under the table.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the bathroom. City's going to keep hanging. He's going to keep slugging these bottles as we go. But we've had a crazy run of guests like this past stretch, and we can't go away on the bye without bringing on City Fidelia on the show.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Dude, you got a like your life's crazy right now.
crazy, like overwhelming crazy. But you know, I'd rather be busy than doing nothing. You know.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, cheers. Let's get it going. Let's get a shot going. Yeah, man, your album's coming out this weekend. By the time this episode's out, the album will already be out.
Yes, it'll be out. Be like a weekend, you know. But you know, it's gonna be. I believe the album's gonna be a slow burn. You know what I mean? We ain't chasing the first week numbers. It's gonna be a slow burn all year. You know, we're gonna remind people why it's a special album throughout the year. 2022, all throughout 2023. You feel me?
Well, this is actually this is a re-release.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the right double cup in the wine.
A double cup, bro. I was super embarrassing too. I was sitting there trying to open it with the bottle opener. It's a fucking crack.
You said this is your bottle,
It
man.
is. I swear to God, it used to come with corks in it.
Were you just trying to be my friend, man?
No, I swear.
I love how I asked you, City. I'm like, yo, what's your drink of choice? And you're like, this Miomi wine. And I was like, okay, we're gossiping tonight. This is how this is going.
The kids are at soccer and the moms are getting loose. Let's go. Book club off to a hot start.
But yeah, Painkiller is going to be a re-release. You already had it put out, and then you took it off, and now you're re-releasing it.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
He's like, yo, what's up with that?
What's up with that?
Damn, Jake's got you aggressive out here, man.
So we're gonna
Good cop, bad cop. You wanted to know why the fuck did you do that? Dude? That's the bad cop situation coming in
out here
there.
pressing me and shit. Basically, like, so I had it out, but basically when I put it out the first time, I was supposed to tour in like Europe, and I had like Rolling Loud, Hong Kong. I had Metro, like a bunch of shows. And then because of COVID and everything got shut down. And I knew the amount of effort I put in it. So I didn't want it to go out to the world like that way. You know, I wanted to be able to put out the album and be able to hit the road and do press like this, like in person. And I know, you know, like I was pouring my heart out on that album, so I didn't want it to collect dust on Spotify. Like I kept it real with myself, you know. I'm like, yo, the world hasn't heard this yet, so you know, I was gonna say only a few people, like a good number of people heard it, but not enough to the point that I couldn't take it down. You know?
Right. So yeah, no, I know the whole like we've posted the reel and you know it only got like 200 views and we're like, yeah, let's just delete it and we'll try it again in a couple hours. You know, wasn't our good hour of the day.
Yeah.
Were you nervous? Like, you know, was that a hard kind of decision to make because you're like, man, I don't know if I can really invest time and effort and energy into another project to recreate that. Was that kind of the driving thing as well, or
definitely that's. Because I truly believe, you know what? It's not even I believe, you know. Anybody that heard the project believes like it's like a classic project, you know. Like,
oh, it's fucking beautiful.
It's a beautiful project. So definitely, it was one of those things that I'm like, I can't recreate this within a year or 2 years, you know. And shit, what was your question then? That's why I'm saying that right.
This is fucking amazing, by the way.
So
telling you,
good,
this is
right?
really
good.
Oh. I was saying, how long do you think it is before I get a stain on this nice white shirt here? No, this wine's so fucking tasty. Shout
That's
out Miyomi,
amazing.
man.
Jeez.
We turned the these are
Yeah.
mystery bottles here. You don't know what those are, but this one we're proud of.
I need to do a partnership with them, you know?
That'd be sick, dude. That'd be sick.
But what was the question again?
The question was, was it more so, were you more angry that people hadn't seen it yet, that you were like, was that like the driving reason you took it down? Or was it more so I don't know if I could recreate this when I will have the ability to really like execute a full rollout for it?
Yeah, it was more of like, I don't think I could recreate this like in a time span. And more or less, like I said, I felt like it was collecting dust, you know what I mean? Because like music these days moves so fast. Consumers like go to the next thing like really fast. So like after the first week, people really enjoyed it. But then once COVID hit and everything got canceled, people were really more or less going to their old catalog, listening to like 90s, early 2000 music and not really engage in new artists. Because
Why'd you think that was? Because I felt that. Like I was like, you had all this time to kind of now explore a little bit more, but I felt like more people were exploring backwards rather than what was like kind of being released at that time. Because honestly, it was an interesting time for music to be dropping like that summer. There's still like Uzi dropped his album, like Future dropped a great album. Then like people were dropping music. It's just
or
that
nobody cared.
Yeah, exactly.
I think during that time, people were just into what they're familiar with, because the way people fall in love with a new artist is more than just the music. It's the interviews, going to the shows, then being able to get the merch, and then being able to rock the merch when you go out and to parties. So if you don't get that full experience, it's hard to really fall in love with an artist. So people kind of like fell in love more with songs that worked on TikTok,
Yeah.
things more or less those things, but no one was really falling in love with an artist. Even though like even post COVID, it's a harder thing to do, I find, because
I agree. I think like we're consuming music so differently. Like I used to be such an albums guy, like download an album because I liked one song off of it and like try to make that artist my favorite artist essentially. But I think with COVID, we were so locked inside and music definitely meant something so different because it really like a lot of artists will talk about music being an escape, right? But I feel like, when COVID hit, music really became an escape for everyone.
yeah.
Is music an escape for you?
Oh yeah, big time. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to, the reason I started making music is because it was my way to express myself and talk about things that I didn't want to talk about, on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to, when I would go to school and then elementary or junior high school, I didn't want to talk about my problems. But music allowed me to talk about my issues in a clever way, which kind of allowed me to see my issues in a more artistic way. You know what I mean?
Music was your painkiller.
100%. And it's only in the last like year or two I realized like how music saved my life. Like anybody that like knew me like since I was like a little kid will tell you like I was always on a computer like making music and freestyling and all that stuff. And that's because like music gave me some sense of purpose in life, But for me, it's like with all the people I knew, the environments I was in, and all that stuff. If I didn't have music, I could have easily made the wrong decisions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So with Painkiller, like, and the whole re-release, like, what does now a successful rollout look like to you?
Honestly, me and Evan were talking about that today. I think like the rollout has been beautiful so far because it's like people that are not physically with me are hearing how special the album is, but from other people. It's not me promoting, yo, this is the best, this is the best, this is the best. No, I'm showing you content of other people being like, this is special. So it did generate like a sort of like aura around the project that makes people wanting to be like, yo, I need to hear this now. Like I've been hearing all these people. I've been seeing videos of people saying this is beautiful, this is amazing. So like I need to experience it now. So I think the rollout has been great. And like I said, I feel like this project's gonna be a slow burn for me. It's like obviously if it goes viral, like the next day, of course I'm gonna take it.
Yeah,
you know,
I ain't gonna be mad.
I ain't gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have to do a part 2 ASAP.
You know, but it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna give people a body of work and then break it down, man. Break it down.
Yeah, because you got people talking. It was cool. Like you mentioned, like other people you're posting content of other people talking about the album. Like you had Toby talking about it. You posted that clip. You had some other like studio sessions you're posting, like in Ottawa and in LA. So like you have a lot of
worldwide,
hands,
man.
a lot of hands on this project.
Citizens of the world, you know.
Whether it's people making the project with you or people just listen to the project. But yeah, I want to talk about the people for a second because you like, John and I, we've been doing this for a while. So when you get to meet cool people like yourself,
Seasoned vets
you
is
know,
what
we
they
get the
call us.
unreleased music, so we got to hear that. And you got some crazy features on this album.
yes,
So like, I don't know like what you want to talk about, but like, can we talk about the people that are involved with this?
Yeah, we got a censor effect for a
sure.
reason. We got a bleep button.
Yeah,
for,
worst case.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Like, who you guys want to talk about?
Well, because we got little teasers of, like you said after this is going to be a deluxe at some point.
Yes.
And there's some crazy features on that. And then the one feature that will be out on the album already is the single you dropped, Soulmate, featuring Drum, aka Shelley.
Yes.
Big baby.
Big baby drum.
Let's start there. What was that like working with the Atlanta rapper?
It was really dope, man. Like, so what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at you laughing. What are you laughing at? Now you're laughing at me laughing at you laughing. We had an issue. I was so juiced when I heard that because like my like fucking 17-year-old
refill.
Yeah, get up on that, bro.
That's slow, man.
Just doesn't stop.
But,
I just saying is we got a new camera system going on right now, and they're really nice cameras. Shout out to our new cameras. But man, will they ever see my sweat glistening today, man? I'm warm. Okay, that's.
Holy. Working with Drum was dope. Basically, so I did a joint venture with Public Records, which is one of the founders. His name is Gavin. So he had a relationship with Tunde at La Renaissance. And basically, I had Soulmate. I already had pretty much Soulmate, like my verse is done already. I sent it to Gavin, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna see if like Drum would be interested in it." So Drum heard it right away. He was like, "Yo, this song's fire!" Like, so I think it was like the next day, he sent me something, and so he sent it to me, and he's like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "I need to hear it a couple more times." And then he FaceTimes me right away, because he's like, "Yeah, someone doesn't say right off the bat it's fire, it's probably because
It ain't fire."
So he FaceTimes me. And he's like, "Yeah, so like, well, what do you think about it?" And then, I'm like, "Yo, but like Dram." He's like, "Man, it's not Dram, it's Drum." I'm like, "Oh shit, my bad." And then
Shelley, sorry.
and then I was just kind of like, like the way you delivered the hook, it's too much. It's like too many words, too fast paced. Like I want the floaty Drum, like the caretaker Drum. So he was like, "All right, bet," So he did it. He did like another hook, which is the hook you guys hear today. He sent it to me. I'm like, "Yeah, that's the one. I rock with that." So, but then what he originally sent me is what you guys hear on the bridge.
Okay.
So
little twofer action.
This is where City gets in his producer bag.
Right.
He really knows how to put things together. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope, man. Like the record came out really dope. I haven't heard too many records that sound like that, like in recent times. Like
that's a record that'll fill your heart up too.
Yeah, and just like it's like the song's just a journey, like the way it goes from me rapping to him on the hook, and then the bridge, and then the instrumental breakdown.
The beat sounds like what I feel like stars look like, you know? They just, it twinkles, you know what I mean? It shines. The beat sort of shines throughout it, and then you guys kind of lace yourself throughout it. Bro.
Yo, you just made that shit up out of your ass.
Just go smoke a joint and listen to your own music for once.
I don't know what you're smoking, man. I don't know what you're smoking.
You wouldn't be able to handle it, let me tell you that now.
Yeah. But what you're telling me, I don't think I'll be able to handle that shit either, man. Say no to drugs, man.
Oh, that's jokes.
I was like, how drunk do we got to get him to smoke a joint?
Jeez. Yo, is that
Do you smoke
night?
weed? Do you smoke weed?
Once in a while, you know, like my homies had this joke that like city only smokes weed if there's a big booty around. Which is not true, you know what I mean?
When there's small booties around, I'll be smoking weed too.
I don't discriminate. I do not discriminate.
For me, it's when there's just a big personality in the room. That's when I'll smoke weed, you know?
Not even. When it's just a vibe, you know? I always tell people when the stars align.
Right.
When I feel like the stars are aligning.
Yeah.
So man, yeah, man. If you
I
guys
feel like
want a
you're-
little smokety smoke today, I'm down.
Okay, we got it. The stars are aligning.
Yeah.
They're twinkling.
Cut in city ripping bong.
Do you guys have a weed man or what, man?
weed, man? No, I don't buy the Govy stuff.
No, but I mean, you don't have the weed man in the entourage that breaks down the weed and rolls
I
it up?
wish, bro. I wish.
Yeah.
I just
you guys
don't,
haven't made it yet, then.
listen.
You guys haven't made it.
I just don't trust someone to do a
He's
job.
even got a weed guy. He doesn't smoke. But let's talk about. So we got Drum. Can we tease? I mean,
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, no,
we could.
Can we tease? Because I know the album's like just coming out right now.
No, we could tease.
I don't
that
want to even
too.
talk about like the deluxe. It's gonna come out at some point. Little
Yeah.
sneak peek. Who we got on that?
And the deluxe, and you know, I'm still working on it. There's still some features that I really want to get on it. But right now, one of them is I know two of them. I got Easy Finesse on there.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? Spitting bars on some gospel,
As she does.
You know what I
as she
mean?
does.
but on some gospel vibes.
Nice.
You know,
Oh,
a
I
little
heard that
different.
one. Yeah.
A little different, you know? And then we got Vic Mensa, Chi-Town legend. And yeah, the way that came about is basically, you know, we got the same big dog, Malik Yusef. Malik Yusef is on the record too. He's supposed to send me his vocals, but yeah, man, it's a great record. And you know, Vic Mensa's verse is really dope because, you know, he talks about a real story that I don't know if I can share on camera.
Just drink your wine. Just drink your wine. Just drink your wine, huh?
You know, but it's a great record, and the reason I'm willing to talk about it is because like the way the record is created and the way it sounds, people are not going to expect it. So like,
It's different.
it's different.
It's different.
It is different.
City becoming
It's
different.
two completely different vibes on the same track,
It
but
is.
it works really well.
I feel so good that I've heard it. You know what I mean? You fucking
fuck you
losers. You losers.
But yeah, you got a lot of heads on this album, and like, I remember I came down with you to Toronto when you had the billboard up at Young
Yes,
Dundas
yes,
Square for
yes.
Soulmate with Dram, and that was a big moment for you.
Yeah,
You
it
do
was.
do cool stuff, man.
You know,
You
what
do
I, mean?
do
What-
cool
I know
stuff.
cool people like City, man.
And you do cool stuff with them.
But that was a moment, man. And like, you could feel it when you were there. Like, I remember just like looking at your face while you were looking at the billboard. And I could feel every single emotion that was built up over the past, I don't want to age you, but years.
Yeah.
And,
Years.
and then you made a post about it.
Yeah.
And then Belly commented on it. And he was
Yeah.
like, yo, and then that formulated a relationship between you guys.
Yeah.
Because you went out to LA and linked up with him after. Like, how was that now to see an Ottawa OG reaching out to tapping back in with Ottawa and being like, okay, I see what's up now?
Honestly, yeah, like you said, that whole thing was an experience, you know what I mean? Because, like, growing up for me, like, Belly was that guy, you know? Like,
I fuck with Belly, bro.
he pretty much, you know, growing up, he was like our only, I guess, example of someone that made it out, you know what I mean? That was constantly on radio, that was just, like, making moves, and that was just super talented, you know what I'm saying? So I view him as like my Drake. So to kind of like meet him in person was kind of surreal, to be honest. It was like, damn, you know, shit. damn. You know, I didn't have much like.
Is he just looking at you like you're gonna say something other than damn?
No, man, it's funny. Like, he's a funny guy, man. He's like, you know, he has like a good sense of humor, very intellectual. Yeah. So no, the moment I met him, we just kind of pretty much like connected right away, and you know, it actually felt like we're two Ottawa guys in this studio. And
I was gonna say, like, I feel like there would be something there that you guys can connect over other than just music, you know?
yeah, you know, and he was just, you know, talking about just like his experience when he was living in Ottawa, because, you know, Ottawa is kind of different now. Back then, like the cops were like different. You know what I mean? They weren't used to people of color making money and stuff like that. And like, you know, I don't know what it's been. I don't think so. Like, I don't like, yes, like it's a PTSD thing when like there's a cop that puts on his sirens and I'm just like, oh fuck, is it me? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's more of like a PTSD thing, but I don't think in Ontario, like Quebec, yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. For sure, they're just waiting for a black person to fuck up. But in Ontario,
It's not funny. I don't know why I laughed at that.
Don't get yourself canceled.
That's not fucking funny. That's not funny. Don't laugh at
Let that white guilt overpower you, man.
Am I turning red? Is it fucking hot in here?
It's the wine. It's the wine.
Ah, it's going right to my face.
But in Ontario, like for the most part, because there is more people of color in the I guess the police force, so they're more familiar with like, you know, people of color doing their thing and whatnot. But when Belly was doing his thing, I don't know how his bank account looks like, but the energy was very like, yo, we're rich. Like, we got money. We live in big house, big cars.
And that was very, I think, like typical of that time. You know what I mean? Like that's that boisterous, like boast
exactly
era of rap. You know.
But the thing is like, yeah, I don't think, you know, the police were used to that, and I don't think they thought in their mind that like someone can make that much money off rap. But they didn't know like that team was really smart. You know what I mean? Like they were on top of grants before people really knew about them, and they actually invested in like building a team to get that done for them. Whereas like at that time, people didn't have that knowledge about the music business. So yeah, man, just meeting him was just kind of like, damn, like, you know, big dog. And I worked my way up to him. You know what I mean? There was no shortcuts. I didn't try to like get like to him through like one of his friends or one of his homies or whatever. It was just really like a real recognized real moment.
He reached out to you.
So he commented, and then we spoke in the DM.
Okay.
And then I let him know that I'm coming to LA, and then he was like, yo, bet, like, let me know when you're here.
It's kind of crazy though, because you know you're there with Belly, perhaps the biggest name to come out of Ottawa. Depending on who you ask. And then, you know, on your deluxe, you have Easy Finesse, right? And you're pushing her sort of outside of her comfort zone. How do you kind of play that intermediary role between, you know, the largest scale of what this could be for Ottawa, and then, you know, doing like the small
underground
stuff? Yeah,
scene.
the small stuff, like putting someone like, not to say Easy Finesse is like a small person that you know
I
what
see
I'm
what you're
saying?
saying.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
but
for
you're
sure.
doing work on the ground level as well as like at the top of top level. But yeah.
Yeah, man, I just have appreciation for like people that work hard and are talented. You know, and it's like when I listen to Easy Finesse, like not only I listen to her lyrics, but like I take in like, you know, the way her cadences on records, and her voice is like an instrument for me. So it's like the same way if I'm thinking on a record I want a flute, it's the same way I look at like an Easy Finesse. I'm like, okay, if I piece together like the street rap with gospel, that could be something different.
Beautiful yin and yang.
Exactly, you know. So yeah, man. But the thing is, it's like from the outside, you guys recognize that, but I don't know if people really recognize that, because like a lot of people kind of from the outside look at me. They're like, yeah, man, he's making big moves. So like, you know, he's just doing his big moves things, and
right.
I'm just like, Nah, it's like,
Well,
I am trying to do big moves and trying to make it big, but I also have like a strong appreciation for dope shit. Hence why I reached out to y'all to do a rollout.
In your own city too, like, and you're doing your best to like make that known, and you're not making it known just to make it known. You're making it known because you're City Fidelia. You're loyal to your city.
Yeah,
That's what your name means.
Bars.
That was
But
good.
like one of the tracks that's already out was one of the singles as well as College Dropout.
Yeah.
And that was like the biggest display of, I'm gonna get everyone in the city together. Like if you look at the credits on that, everyone, it's like a million people from Ottawa. Like the scene took place in this studio right here.
Down the wire studios.
Right
You'll
here.
see us right in the credits. Right in the motherfucking credits, man.
know the
This
vibes.
table, this motherfucking table was in that video,
You know,
bro.
you see how things come full circle.
But yeah, you keep doing that. I remember one time we were talking about just the culture in Ottawa and like people keep, you had the metaphor of like it's a chain. Culture is like building the chain. People keep coming in and fucking up that chain, and you're just trying to keep strengthening that. So it's like how do you keep doing that? Obviously, like how you keep doing it is like you've been doing. You get easy on a track.
Don't answer his questions for him, man.
All right.
Don't answer his questions for him.
I'm drinking.
Ask the question, talk and roll out.
Let's take another shot, man. Let's
Another
take
shot?
guys.
Alrighty.
Let's take another shot.
What are we
I was
doing?
gonna say
Gin?
Yeah, we'll do the gin now.
Jeez, okay, that's the killer.
We're gonna do the. Oh no, we're good. Okay, we're good.
Woo, that's the killer.
Gonna need to check some IDs here. Oh, there you are.
But yeah, like you are doing that, and you're doing it behind closed doors, but also showing it like through your art.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you actually think like people don't really notice like we're gonna give you the time right now because if people don't notice what it is you're doing on a ground level, we're about to get into some stuff that you are doing like immensely on the ground level here within your city. But like, what are some of those things that you want to just like get off your chest and make sure that people fucking know that you're doing out here, rather than just trying to make these big moves? We're gonna take the
Right
shot
after
first.
the shot, yeah. Cheers.
Woo, that gin.
Fuck, that's tasty. I like that.
Ah,
Oh, wait, that's mystery gin. The mystery gin.
but
Do you want me to ask the question again?
no, I got you.
Okay,
I got you. My memory's working now. You know what I mean?
Cool.
You know, it was glitching before, but we back. We here now. I don't know, man. I think it's just like, I think even opening a creative space during the pandemic, you know, that was you know, something that I offered the city, and it's like a lot of the artists that would come there, or even people that are work behind the scenes, I just needed a place to be because like during the pandemic, people were kind of forced to stay home. So the studio was kind of like a place for people to like step out of the house without having to deal with like police or whatever or bylaw, you know.
That's the House of Ensemble for anyone wondering.
You know, and yeah, man, just, you know, offering the connects I have in the industry to like local artists here. That's something I do on a regular. You know, there's kids in my neighborhood that like want to play ball. I pay for the registrations and their training. So it's like a lot of things I do. I just don't talk about it. You know
No, that's
what I mean?
dope, man. It's dope that your mind even like goes.
I
there.
actually forget. Honestly, there's probably 1,000 other
I do
things.
way more charity work and so much more good shit. But I'm not the one to talk about that or brag.
Because the thing is, for me, is it's regular, bro. You know what I mean? It's regular. If you have it, you know, share it. You know,
That's what's is admirable though. Is like your mind just goes there. Like you open up a studio, 2 weeks later, pandemic hits, and you're like, hey, we're still gonna make this work. And you
Tough
still
bounce, by the way. Tough bounce, bro.
and you still create a space where people can come and like keep building that culture, and artists could have that space to go to. And then you get a big production for a music video. I'm gonna get the whole city involved. You know, you just say you got kids on the street that want to do shit. I'm gonna give back to the community. It's just crazy that like your mind goes there. Like, do you like where is this coming from? Like, where is this headspace coming from?
Yeah,
Why do you feel to be that guy?
Where and why? Why do you think that it's important to be that guy?
honestly, like everybody in my family's that way. To be honest, most of them, like if I'm looking at my dad's side and my mom's side, like my aunts, my cousins, yeah, we're all like that. You know what I mean? Like it was my aunt's birthday, like she did like a birthday celebration like in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And basically one of my cousins had a best friend that just came from Haiti. And basically he was like living like with my cousin, but he's like a total outcast, like the weirdest guy. But like my family still loved him, you know what I mean? And he did a speech about my
Like
aunt.
weird how? Like weird as in like keeps all his
Like Childish Gambino weird?
Yeah, or like
like
keeps all his toenails because he thinks the like sun might crash into the earth if he doesn't. Like how what type of weird are we talking here?
like John's cousin Ron.
Yeah. Does he keep all the the used toilet paper rolls behind the TV or?
I don't know. It's hard to explain, but he's just an interesting guy, you know. And you know, he at my aunt's birthday, he made a speech about like how he felt so grateful that like my whole family took him in and treated him like family. You know what I mean? And I kind of grew up in that way, so it's like whoever I just care about, and you know, I feel like that needs that support. I don't know. I just find a way to empathize with them and give them a piece of me, you know?
Do you believe in karma? Like, I mean, I do a good thing and I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't wait for that to come back. And just, I better buy a lottery ticket because it might be my day, you know?
Dead. On and off.
Mm-hmm. Part-time believer.
Yeah, but I do my best to be a good person. Like, you know, the other day,
Sometimes I fall short, but
man, we all do. You know what I mean? We all do. You know, we all make mistakes. We all like, you know, we all do not make the right decisions all the time. But the other day, I wrote in my notes on Instagram how I'm like, yo, what would Jesus do? Stop me from being petty. And that's a real shit. Like every time like someone just like gets under my nerves or does something that like really gets me mad or
I'm a petty motherfucker.
Or whatever.
I'm Italian, bro. Like it's just, that is the way it is.
Killer right here. The Godfather. You know what I mean? The Godfather over here.
I literally forget like 2 hours after. Like I see you the next time in public, I'm like, my buddy. Like I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. You know, I'm just kind of like I always like battle with myself. Like, should I stay petty or should I just forgive whatever happened? And I usually go with the forgiving route, just to remove the grudge and you know allow me. Because sometimes you know when you hold on to too many things, it weighs your wings down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's the pettiest thing you've ever done?
The pettiest thing. Shit.
We could bleep names or just use.
Damn, I can't even think of one. I'm not a petty guy.
I take that back. I'm not petty.
Oh, I just forgot that I'm literally the most Christian best person in this whole entire place. No, tell me something. You gotta get
honestly,
the people want
to think,
city.
like,
you have been a stand-up Samaritan in the eyes of this city for as long as I have known you. Give the people some dirt. Come on, that's what they want to hear.
The thing is like I'm not saying I haven't done anything wrong. It's just I never done anything out of like, oh, you did this to me, like.
Yeah.
Now watch what I'm about to do.
Yeah, like out of your way.
I'm gonna, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be whatever you did times two. You know what I mean? I'm not that kind of guy.
Carrie Underwood key in your car.
Yeah,
like.
that's all I'm thinking about is you keying a car to a Carrie Underwood song.
But I would say like, yeah, man. You know.
It's a fucking secret.
Let's just leave it at that.
Exactly, man. Let's keep it a
I want to
secret.
go back to you saying that Belly was your version of Drake. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, you're both coming out of Ottawa and he, you know, made it to the top and you're trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I remember you also said to me a while back, you're like, man, like coming up, I was never that guy. Because I remember I was like praising, I was like, man, it's crazy.
You know,
like everyone looks up to you.
I still feel that way.
You still feel that way?
Yeah.
Wait, that you're not that guy?
No.
Is that like a
you
chip
don't
on your...
feel like that, or
Like-
know
like,
that
no,
you
like-
don't feel like that?
Like I feel like I'm
Right.
You know, it's not that I feel like I'm that guy, but
Right.
I do feel like what I do is like special. You know, I bring a very unique approach to music, the way I present music, and you know, just the way I live my lifestyle and whatnot. But sometimes I'd be chilling and watching, like, you know, when people are writing like, yo, who should I do a feature with, or who are the top artists in the city or whatever. I'm like, shit, I never see my name on that shit.
Oh,
It's rare that I see my name on that, but it's like when people see me, they're like, "Yo,"
They
like,
give you the flowers.
They give me the flowers, but it's like
like I've seen those stories. I've seen a flood of Ottawa replies, like Ottawa rapper replies, because it's coming from an Ottawa rapper. But you're right, like your name is seldom there. But do you? I guess like I'm kind of
Everyone looks up to you.
off the top. I'm thinking, is it because they think you're like untouchable? Like, oh, I'm not
super touchable. I talk to everybody.
I'm very touchable. Feel me.
Look at this sweater.
Everybody.
This sweater looks touchable as fuck.
You know what I mean? Super cozy, super chill. But the thing is like, but I just personally never relied on those things, and I surround myself around people who believe in what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I think people just respect the results. It's like they're. I think they really respect the fact like my outcome is usually like respectable, but I still stay like a humble like person. You know what I mean? Like. I'll have like a big billboard in Toronto, but then I'll still walk in with my jogging pants in the studio and say what's up to everybody. You know what I mean? Like it's all love. It's nothing different. Never act Hollywood on anybody.
What happens when you make it Hollywood big though?
That can never happen.
That can never happen, as in like you don't believe it would happen, or that can never happen, or as in
I could be Hollywood big, but I can't be Hollywood.
Like we're still talking. Like you're like
I can still text you.
I just don't have that kind of heart. You know what I mean? Like
how do you keep it so pure? Like I mean, you have seen.
Honestly, I think it's a little bit of just like traumas growing up. You know what I mean? Like for example, like I would see a lot of my older OGs and stuff like that, like make mistakes, and I'll see my mom cry about like certain situations that would happen. So my brain automatically went to kind of like, how do I not make the same mistakes as others? I think maybe that's what made me kind of like pure, you know what I mean? Like try like, me at a young age, just doing my best to not make the same mistakes as those who came before me.
That's like crazy to even think about. Like as a kid, you're like, man, like how do I go down the right path? Like how am I, like you're taking in your surroundings and you're like already thinking to that level of like, how can I avoid their mistakes too?
I guess you're forced to grow up faster when, things are happening in your life, like I still remember I was like 10 years old and we went to Celeron shopping mall, and my older brother like stole something from like this. It was a store called Athlete's World at the time. And then me and my mom, so like my brother and his friend went off to like do their own thing, and I was with my mom like shopping for a computer, and then she gets a phone call from the security.
From mall security.
Mall
That's
security,
like every
yo.
mom's worst dream, man.
Like, oh, we got your son, he stole some, and I remember my mom like breaking down, and my homie's friend was like, my homie's friend was white, and his mom was like back calm, like she's just like it's like she understood the system, like she understood like, it's just a mall cop, like they're gonna get away, nothing's gonna happen. But my mom's like full out crying, like barely able to breathe and stuff like that. And I just remember just that feeling of watching her cry, and I'm like, for me, it's like I never wanted to repeat that feeling,
Yeah. Do you ever steal from the self-checkout at grocery stores?
Never. I never stole in my life.
What? That's a
Nothing.
lie. That's got to be a lie.
I just stole a case of water from Loblaws last week.
Shout out, bro.
You keep it under the
Honestly,
cart. I don't see nothing.
I was literally saying
the
this the
point.
other day. I was like, if you see me at a grocery store, know I have either just stolen or I'm about to steal. Like, I'm stealing, bro.
I know, man. The inflation is killing people. Right now, man.
I'm not paying $7 for fruit. Like, you're fucked, bro. Some blueberries. Like, you're fucked if you think I'm spending that much on that.
See, you could get away with that shit. You might. To be like the guy with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
And even if you did get caught, they're like, yo,
He smiled and waved like 8 times when he walked in. Like, he introduced himself to every like cashier as he walked into the store. It couldn't have been him.
oh man. And even if you do get caught, they'll be like, "Girl, let's give him a little slap on the wrist."
They call my mom.
His dad might be a lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't want this to get too serious.
You call my mom, she cusses you out. You know.
I'm dead.
I want to take things like back before Painkiller, before I even knew you. Let's talk about the Lately influence, because I've heard the good side of Lately.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to speak for you, but I've heard the story of, you know, that was a song, independent, over 1 million streams.
Yeah.
You were able to like finance your mother's first home with that or something like that. So there's a lot of like pluses from that. Obviously blew you up. I want to hear about the dark side of Lately though, because how hard was it to experience a track blowing up like that and not being able as a young person in this industry to understand how to repeat that success or really capitalize on that?
It's hard. It's hard on the mental, man. I can't lie. You know what I mean? Because it's like that song got big but we had no infrastructure. You know, like I guarantee, like if I was like in the States or whatnot, or I had like some kind of mentor at the time, like yo, I'd be like in a way different position, you know. But I think everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? Like who knows? I would have got to that place and not even know how to deal with fame or deal with
You would have gone full Hollywood, you know?
Maybe, you know what I mean? Because like I was living one hell of a life in Toronto during that time. You know what I mean?
Does that ever keep you up at night?
What
Thinking about what if?
Nah, because honestly, especially during the pandemic, I found like another purpose, man. I found like a purpose of, you know, just giving back and paying it forward. You know what I mean?
That's
Living
bars.
in a presence to give back and pay it forward.
Were you ever worried about being a one-hit wonder? I've asked this before to other artists that have had like been in similar
definitely.
positions, but like, were you ever just like, fuck, what if I never amount to anything great again?
For
Sorry,
sure.
that was dark.
I think that's always.
That was deep. I didn't mean to make it that.
I think that's stressful for anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I think, especially when you're in a game where there's a new young cats that come in all the time, and you know consumers move on so quickly. Your challenge is always like how. Oh, someone is too drunk.
It's okay.
God damn.
Keep it going. Oh, my carpet, man. My mom. My mom bought us that carpet, bro. Come on.
So yeah, it's really hard to it's really hard on the mental to try to convince yourself that you can do it again, you know, because every time you do something dope, you're constantly competing against yourself. You're like, okay, how can I do better? Like, I don't want to let my fans down. I don't want to let like my team down. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge. And even with Painkiller, I already know it's like if I'm talking about a serious project, it's gonna take me another 2-3 years to do another special project like that, because I need to live life. I need to experience like, you know, I don't know, just experience life and really understand what message I want to say next. You know, like what am I trying to tell people? You know, and all those things. And I need to live and try different things as I go to the studio. And
This is going to be like a different question than I've ever asked, but like if you could look back on the past 10 years to present, like how would you describe your evolution as an artist?
I would say I know myself a lot more now. I know what's meant for me and what's not meant for me. Around the time when I did when I put out Lately and it hit like a whole bunch of streams, like I had like a lot of like dance producers and just a whole bunch of people would just hit me up to do records. And sometimes it'd be like rap, sometimes it'd be like techno. And I would just kind of like, for me, I was like, hey, let me show that I'm versatile. I want to do everything and take every opportunity. Whereas now it's like, I know myself, I know my worth, I know like where I'm going, I know why I do this for. So it's like I'm able to say no to some certain things, you know? It's like,
Is that something you had an issue with?
yeah, for sure, you know, like even here, like last summer, you know, I'm not gonna put the festival on blast, but like those, and it's not Cranium. Shout out to my Cranium people.
Shredocranium. Wait, let's take a shot for cranium. We'll take a shot for cranium.
Let's go.
It's been a while. Shout out to all the dogs.
Shout out to Dogdom,
The dogdom.
Respect.
So we're cheersing Cranium.
To Cranium. Yeah, Cranium's hooked us up, man. Let's do it.
Shut up,
Cheers.
cranium, man.
Mm.
So what festival was it?
You think you're gonna catch me slipping? I've been watching a lot of Power, man. You ain't gonna catch me slipping, man.
Oh, that's good mystery gin.
But yo, you know who made Bombay popular?
You mean mystery gin popular?
Oh, Mystery Gin.
And Snoop Dogg.
No, what's Khalifa, man?
No, it was Snoop Dogg, man.
What's Khalifa, bro?
I thought Snoop. Oh no, because it's gin
fuck
and
you,
juice was
man.
Tanqueray. The
Yeah,
gang of Tanqueray. You're right.
exactly.
No, it was
You're a
Wiz. It was
sleeper.
Wiz.
You're a
You're right. I'm
sleeper.
sorry. I'm sorry.
But
I walked that back.
You don't know your rapper liquor
just
history,
remember.
dude?
Like, I just want everyone to know that I remembered the bar I was thinking of right off the top. So
you
I.
impressed me though.
Yeah,
I won't
thank
lie.
you.
For a
Thank
Scotian fishy guy. For a Scotian fishy guy.
For a washboard music guy, you shock me.
You ever need a mean jug player on your next track? You just let me know. Next time we get this going, I'll get the spoons out and we'll make a shanty, bro.
His uncle blows a mean jug, I will say.
You know you're what did LeBron say one time? You're a
Goat.
hip hop historian.
Yeah.
Oh shit, what were we talking about again?
The festival.
Festival, yeah. So
Which was?
I ain't gonna say the name of the festival, but you guys are horrible journalists, man. You guys are some real journalists, huh? Trying to fish some things, trying to get a clickbait moment. I ain't gonna give you guys that. But there was a festival that was like, wanted me to do a show, and they offered like a couple thousand, and I was like, no. And I said it with my chest. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I was kind of like, you know what? I think I put in enough work in the city. And the person they wanted to like headline the show, I'm like, we do about the same numbers, but this person's not cool. Any other city, I'll say yes. But in my city, this person doesn't pull out more numbers than I do in my own city. But for some reason, you guys are willing to pay that person way more. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Fuck y'all.
And that's the difference between me now and then.
That's what makes you a fucking boss, dude.
Yeah, I think
some
that's
boss shit.
You know what I mean?
I wish that I could turn work away. Like I wholeheartedly wish
Hey
that
man, but I paid my dues, right? So you got everyone has to pay their dues.
Right.
So even, for example, in the studio world and whatever, I gotta pay my dues. It's like, for example, someone like LJ or I'll say LJ for the most part because he's been like one of the guys that's been doing it for a long time here. It's like he could turn away things because he's like, he got a big base of like artists that come to his place. You know what I mean? And yeah, he could turn down work, but for me, I can't do that in that world.
Do you think that's like problematic? That as young artists or creators, whatever, it doesn't like. I don't think it stops at being an artist. We have to kind of say yes to everything, which in years to come can perhaps put a bit of like this is a really bad example of it, but like what I'm thinking of is like the cover of the story of Added On, where Pusha T uses the picture of Drake in blackface.
Yeah.
It's a very it's an extreme example, but like it was something that Drake, like as a young artist, was like, I can't turn away that paycheck. I'll do that. And then years later comes back to bite him in the ass. Do you think like it's sort of problematic that young artists or creatives kind of have to go through the shit to get to an age where they can start to kind of pick and choose what it is they're doing? Or
the thing is, it's like, even if you're a young artist, you can pick and choose. It's just like sometimes people don't have the mentorship.
Right.
With Formula, like that's one of the big things that we do with the artists as a part of Formula. It's like helping them understand who they are and what message they want to put out there, what fits them, what, you know what I'm saying? Like what fits what they're trying to do. So at the end of the day, even if you have 0 songs, you can still know what you want out of this world. You know what I mean? And sometimes, honestly, those are the people that usually make it, to be honest with you. Because there's something special about people that are able to be like, you know what, that doesn't work for me. That does. You know? And then you just gravitate towards the people that are really for you.
Because fans see it as genuine.
Exactly.
Like, yo, that guy's fucking real as fuck right now.
Exactly.
They get it. By the way, Formula's a program running a Real House of Ensemble.
Yes,
Want to
yes,
give a
yes.
quick little shout out.
Another good guy.
Quick plug-in.
Just
Putting young artists on the city with free studio space, you know, outlets to go to. Try it's a dope program we got going on.
You know?
I'm clipping that, bro.
You know, we even got them, you know, they're about to shoot like a music video with Ben. That's part of the program too.
Shout out Ben Telford last
Ben
week.
Telford, you know.
Or a guest, not gift.
Big
Also a
sh-
gift to
yeah.
the world.
Big
Honestly,
shout
all
out.
around good guy. Great dude.
You know, and then we got Evan Abe that support the program too. So Evan takes all the BTS. Abe helps them, you know, go through the process in the studio and helps them like find themselves too as they record and stuff. So
Here's kind of a question that might have a lot of different answers, but you've put together a team, right? And that's something that you perhaps didn't have as you you've assembled it as you've kind of traversed through this landscape of your career, right? And you've put together like a very strong core group of people. Do you have any advice to young artists how to put together that group of people? Because it's fucking hard.
it's hard, man. Honestly, everyone on my team are my homies, man. Like whether they make music or they're involved, like, you know, like
Gotta be friends before you
Evan
become
can stop
lovers.
making music videos tomorrow, so whatever, like we'll still chill. You know what I mean? And yeah, so when we started Ensemble, like at first before Ensemble, I had a life before that too, you know what I mean? Like, so Pisces World was before Ensemble. So like I was doing a lot of stuff by myself, you know, getting a lot of the publications, all that stuff on my own. But then my boy Stan, I don't know if you guys met Stan before.
No.
You're gonna meet him. He's in. So
He's
in Paris.
based in Europe, right?
Yeah. So he lived. We all met in Toronto. Then he moved back to Paris, and then he moved back to Montreal now. So he's gonna be more involved.
Nice.
The reason he moved back to Montreal is to be more involved in what we got going on. But yeah, they were just my homies being like, yo, like I see what you're doing. Like you're doing a lot by yourself. Like let us help you. You know. And me, I was telling them, like, yeah, I know how it works. Like, everyone comes in, thinks it's like a glam. I'm sure you guys went through the same thing, glamorous thing. No, yeah, I want to be a part of music. Like, it's so fun. And then when you really get into it, you're just like,
Oh, you gotta do work?
Yeah.
gotta do work?
You want me to sleep on the floor because
Sleep
we're
on
gonna
the
pay
floor?
rent?
Now I gotta, like, do better than my last episode.
Yeah.
Now I gotta actually put money into this.
Yeah, my mom actually might not be proud of me for a little bit. Like, yeah, it's that sort of shit.
know what I'm
Bro. Yeah, my mom gonna be confused about what I do for the next 2 years. That was too real.
So, you know, I seen many times people think like it's an easy thing and like, and I was kind of like, yeah, guys, like, yeah, you want to do it, but you're gonna eventually bounce because you're gonna see that it's not as easy as I make it look. Because they see like, oh shit, City Fideli's getting booked for the show, so they see that part, but they don't see like everything that I have to do in order to get booked for a show.
Oh, the behind the scenes is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So, but most of them stuck it out. What?
Like, what?
What?
I was like about to ask the question. I reeled it back.
Let's do one more shot.
I was gonna say
Let's
we're
get
getting
it.
we're getting
Let's
to
do one
time.
more shot before the last shot.
Let's do
Yeah,
last shot. Well, you
Say-
done? You done
let's do
already?
a second last shot.
We got like 10 minutes left up before the cameras die.
Oh, okay.
Do we have like is it
How much time before
is
the
it cameras dying or is it can like we push it and cut shit out? Because I'm down to crush
down to
this
keep
bottle
going.
of wine and fucking get
How much time's left on that camera?
Yeah.
Yeah. 19 minutes. Oh, 19 minutes. Okay, we got time.
No, we got fucking
We got
time.
My bad.
Wait. So do we got more of a show going, or we're done in 19 minutes?
We keep going. We got
What-
iPhones.
What did you guys have planned though? Like I'm trying to figure
Later
out.
tonight? Just
No. I
this.
mean,
For this?
like, how long did you guys want the interview to be? Like,
This, we're at 57 right now.
wow, 51 hour.
Yeah, we're an hour.
Yeah, I feel like we're just like
just
in
started.
the intro.
I literally could have thought that this was at 35
Yeah.
if you had asked me.
Like I got a lot more to ask.
I have so much more to get into. It's not even funny.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like we're just getting our feet
we can
wet.
get Evan's camera to sub in.
yeah,
We'll be
we
good.
Yeah.
We'll
we
be
got
good.
we'll be
We
all
got
right.
that camera going.
Mine has 4 hours left.
All right, we got time.
All right, we're good. We're good.
We got time.
Sorry for the different camera.
I feel like we're
angles.
wasting a lot of time talking about how much time we have left.
I also made this shot huge, so we speed up.
This
so
shot's for y'all.
yeah,
For down to the wire.
man.
Oh man, appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
Cheers.
Stepping up the game.
That's big bro right
in the
there.
last since 2020, you guys have interviewed the biggest people in the city. The only person you're missing is Night Lavelle now.
Yeah,
Well, Linda's You haven't done Linda's.
Linda's son too. Yeah,
Listen,
we haven't done it
we
yet.
have like a backlist of people that are like, these are the ones that we want to save for not a rainy day list, but like those right time, right people like list. Because
Yeah.
Linda Sun, like there's something so special about Linda Sun right now.
He's
It's Mystery Gin still.
he's a special individual, man.
And like I
rock
really
with him.
think that Ottawa on its own has this sort of, I don't want to say mysterious. Wow, you're doing it. Okay, I was wondering when this
Let's talk.
yeah.
I'm getting comfortable
You
now.
getting
I'm getting
comfortable.
comfortable now. We're approaching hour two.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that because we just mentioned Linda's son.
Yeah.
Just so people know, like how for the culture of Ottawa this guy is right here.
Side note, I'm drunk. Figured it out. I'm drunk. Side note.
There was a situation earlier this year where you brought Linda Sun to Toronto, an artist from Ottawa, to branch out to meet people from labels, from Universal, Sony, all that shit.
Yeah.
You're being a part of 5-hour-long drives from Ottawa to the city of Toronto just for someone else's benefit.
10 hour, because we're going to come back.
Yeah, you gotta come back.
Gotta come back.
10-hour round trip. You're bringing artists to Toronto and back just to show them a little bit more of the world and what's out there, and like to show people that are from outside of Ottawa what Ottawa has to offer. And it's just like, man, like why? Like I'm just so amazed about how your mind even goes to that place. It's like, how are you yourself building the culture, and what does the culture mean to you?
Ooh.
Honestly,
Spicy Q, broski. Spicy Q.
Oh man. Honestly, like one of my missions in life is to make sure that, like, you know, when I look at my younger self, I'm kind of like, okay, how do I make sure that someone that resembles that kind of life doesn't have the same struggles as that little city? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, when it came to like someone like Linda Sun, like one, I think he's a very unique and special artist in the city. I think through his stories, he found a way to really reflect on the communities we all come from. I love the fact that he's like a student of the game too. Like he's really about this. Like he lives music. Like
Student of the game, you kind of see yourself in him a bit.
100%. Like he's one of those dudes that, like, whether music works out or not, he's gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? He's a go-getter, and he's one of those dudes too that like our energies connect, cause like he's one of those dudes too I can see, like once he gets to that place where he knows he's gonna get to, I know he's gonna get back. You know, he's gonna pay it forward. And those are the people that I'm always down to go out of my way for, you know?
Do you ever, like we talked about how he sounds different, and he does. Like he is, I'm not going to lie, he is like easily a top 3 artist out of Ottawa for
Easily,
myself, and I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that. But do you ever, I don't know what the right describing word is, like I'm going to say nervous, but do you ever get nervous when you look at these younger generations? Because you have really honed a craft when it comes to your music, and it's very much so a diary, I'll call it. You know what I mean? Like a very well-written diary and well-produced diary.
Journal.
There it is. Come on. It's a notepad. But do you ever get nervous, like looking at the current like state of the music industry, because it doesn't seem like a genre kind of sticks so well? People are so quick to make a new style. People can't really comprehend what's being out there. Like,
Yeah.
are you
Do you feel like you're having a hard time keeping up with the new generation?
not quite, but like, do you ever just in general just get like when
For
you
sure,
look
they-
down and you're just like, fuck, like real music is not gonna last.
The thing is, it's like,
Yeah.
yo, I've been in this for almost 20 years now, you know?
Yeah.
And the thing with me is I never stopped being a student. So, you know, that's why like in my relationships with certain people, I don't like to look at it only as like, oh, I'm helping them or I'm putting them on or whatever. Cause it's like, you know, the same ways like, you know, I'll share my knowledge with Linison. Like Linison puts me onto a lot of things too. You know what I mean? Like he's more tapped into what's going on than I am.
Right.
And you know, so like, and when he does his musical stuff, like I'm paying attention to it, you know, and I try to, okay, how do I incorporate that in what I do, but still keep it me? Mm-hmm. And I think that's what makes my music still interesting today. You know what I mean?
Because you're kind of the cool uncle.
Exactly.
You're cool Uncle City. Cool, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's the guy who goes for a walk before every Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I mean? Like, that's the equivalence. And I'll drink to that. Cheers. Cheers to cool Uncle City. This one's to cool Uncle City. This one's to you, friend.
I like how you said.
See, I was going to say the means you like it now.
Damn.
I like how you said still keeping it me because I have a question that's been bumping around my head since the very start. When you said, like right from the very start of this episode, when you said when you first released Painkiller,
Yeah.
pandemic era, a lot of people doing like the TikTok type of tracks and all
Yeah.
that type of shit. You're a very versatile artist. Like you can sing, you can rap, you've got some like little R&B song that you just released, all that. Do you find like, do you have a hard time finding that balance of like, how do I stay true to myself and the music that I like and that I know I can make, but also let me branch out a little bit and see what else I can do and also what other people like?
Yeah, like what's been special about like the last couple of years is that like, you know, I love R&B, for example, but there's certain songs, for example, I'd rather get in the studio with like Jaden and like write for his records, you know what I mean? Like be a part of his process. 'Cause sometimes it's like you could write a beautiful song, but like maybe the messenger is not you in that song. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So that's what's been beautiful for me is that's like anything I feel like that's outside of like what City would say. Yo, let me get in the studio with somebody else and help them like put that song together or bring that theme together. So therapeutic makes sense because it's like it's still like therapeutic. You came up with the title.
Oh my god! Unofficial credit.
That's
Let me
it.
get- let me get-
I'm not gonna lie. Before this, he was like, we got to make sure we talk about College Dropout because we were in it. And therapeutic was kind of mine. So that's got to come up at least once tonight.
You know, for sure. Like that's like such a plot twist. It's like
Yeah, I know.
this guy.
Who would have thought? Who would have
This
thought?
Italian guy.
This guy. Therapeutic.
Yeah, I just remember. Yeah, like because while we were working on the record, I was just like, "Yo, we need like, you know, the title to be like interesting," and we're just like throwing out names and whatever, and he's like, "Therapeutic." I was like,
Guess what he was thinking of at that time?
"That's the one," you know.
I have that moment caught on camera too. Like I'm filming you, and I'm like, "What about therapeutic?"
That was
like
actually-
dick, and your like side face is like kind of like that's a good joke, but hang on a second.
No, it was
You're onto
actually
something.
crazy because he showed me this and he was like, "Yeah, this would be a good part for the doc." We haven't talked about it, but it's out there. It's out there. Just so you know, the documentary is what doc was short for. The City Fidelia documentary is what is the long form of documentary. Just so as produced by Down in the Wire. Okay, I'm done. But he's like, yeah, I think this might be what he uses, and then like 5 months later, he calls me. He's like, they're using it. They're using it. They're using it. Remember that video I showed you? They're using it.
Hey man, it's a special time.
That was such a dope moment for me to be a part of, though, because I remember being part of those therapeutic sessions. Therapeutic, by the way, is a song that you just released. Come on, keep up. But being part of those sessions was interesting because it started off with you being like, hey, this is going to be a writing session. I want you to come capture this and see how we write. And dude, here's my dumbass thinking. I'm about to walk into you guys having like rows of tables, like it's Southern Hall at Carlton.
Like a standardized test is about to happen.
And you guys are going to have pen to paper, like, right, okay, you got the verse, you got the hook, we got the chorus.
We got this guy, we got you here just for jokes on an interlude. Like, that's all that you're here for, man.
But it was so cool to see the actual process, because the actual writing process was in the room. You had like you, Joe Gaz, Jaden, Gold Stripes, your brother Jeff. Yeah. And you guys are just all like pitching like, oh, how about this line? How about, oh, this sounds cool. Like, oh, this is kind of more so the theme of the song. I don't like that. Oh, if you punch in like that, it's kind of dope. To see your process of how you write was really dope, man. Like, I just got it. There's not even a question. I'm just saying, like, that was amazing to just be a witness of.
No, I
have a question. I just fucking love you, bro. Like, I think you're so fucking sick, dude.
No, it was dope, you know, to have you in the room to see it, because it's like I don't think I don't think people really understand there's a science behind writing. You know what I mean? And I learned it from Big Dog Malik Yusef, you know what I mean? And there's a reason why, you know, Kanye's music hits or Beyonce music hits. I know you guys are like, oh no.
I gave him the look because like this is my next question. I'm so like, ready for it. But thanks for the natural thanks for the natural segue.
We don't
just keep going. Just keep going, because I'm gonna come back to that. I'll come back to that. I have a joke and then I'm gonna come back to that. Okay.
But yeah, basically, like, there's a science behind writing the music, and we're really intentional about what we say, how we say it, and everything. Like, even like for one line, you know, you would see that like we would have a whole conversation about like one line and how, and like, you know, if you change this word for another word, how it could like, you know, come off, you know what I'm saying?
That was the crazy part to me.
So those things are really important, you know?
There's like the one line where you're like, in Therapeutic, I'm going to get it wrong, but you're just like, yes, I'm a man and I got flaws.
Yeah.
That's the line. And then at one point you guys are like, yes, I'm a man, but I got flaws. And you guys had like a 30-minute conversation about why you should use the word and not but. And like how it makes a huge difference. So it's like, it's crazy. Exactly. Like, it's amazing.
It makes a difference.
Yeah, it's like in Mandarin when like the one pronunciation of the word can mean the, and then the other pronunciation can mean like dildo. You know what I mean? Like, it's just how you kind of spin it. I'm close, right? I'm close. Yeah.
Why do I feel like we're all going to get canceled after the show?
Dildo's an uncancelable word. I would know by now if it was. Trust me.
Speaking of canceled, though.
No, hold on. Joke first. I had a joke first. Think about how stupid that song's name would have been if he wasn't there. Huh?
Jeez, it would have been regular.
Just regular?
Maybe made regular.
That's what the name would have been?
No. I mean, like, it would have. I don't know if we would have like pushed the cleverness on it.
Dude, puns.
Oh, cleverness. I like that.
No,
puns and down the wire.
Down to the wire, you know?
I'm not going to lie. The handhold in the middle of that is a count too long. I'm not going to lie.
I thought you guys were practicing. Like, I saw in the 2-time thing. You guys were working on your handshake.
Yeah, so before that, we were like, you know, more dap-ups is kind of, yeah. Did you see the Maurice Moore one? There was a crispy daps in that.
Yeah. No, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how come y'all haven't figured it out? Like,
oh, we're good
between y'all.
It's just now that we're drunk, so there's a bit more of a thing between us. Like, we can't wait for you to leave. No, pause.
Oh man,
sorry. My question was, oh fuck, I did have a question. Yeah, my question was, say we weren't here.
Yeah.
You get to sit down with Kanye West, someone who's been an influence and like driving force behind your creative drive, right? Yeah. What do you say to him right now? I know this is a touchy subject. Do you punch him in the neck because he hates Jews, apparently, or do we ask him what the fuck's going on? Like, what side of city do we see here?
So let me ask you guys a question. I'm going to ask y'all a question.
Damn, I don't like how you looked at me.
Did he ever say that he hates Jews?
He didn't say the right things about Jews. I'm not going to lie. And like, honestly.
Wait, are you talking headlines or clip-based stuff, or you actually watched full interviews?
I watched. It wasn't great. And like the whole George Floyd fentanyl thing, that was really bad too.
That was definitely bad.
Because that was honestly, that was troublesome to watch, because like, honestly, like we were there for the, like you were there, we were there together for a period of time for those marches, right? And like that was honestly like, And as a white person, like, you know, it's definitely not my place to say something.
I think he listened too much education from Candace Owens. Wrong move to make. But
He did or I did?
he.
Oh, thank God.
Kanye.
Because I was like,
You're
Jesus
like, no, I don't want to get canceled.
yo.
By the way, disclaimer: we're not just asking this out of pocket. Kanye is a huge influence in City's life. We talked
Yeah,
about
like
college
you know,
dropout.
I love Kanye, and
You
just
know.
honestly, if Kanye was a regular person, you know what I mean? Like I said, like when I grew up in my house, like, you know, my mom used to bail people out of jail. Like, people, my homies that were homeless lived with me. So I empathize and I empathize with people, and I don't judge them like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's start there. So with Kanye, do I think he delivers things the best way? No. I think he can always find a better way to deliver the message or his frustrations. But like, it is interesting that, like, you know,
It's interesting, but is it detrimental? That's the question. Because is Kanye's legacy being tarnished by his actions currently right now? Because in my mind, fuck yeah. Like, it's not a good look.
it's not a good look, but like, has he ever made a decision that a regular person should have made?
That's the thing about Kanye, though.
Like when he said George Bush doesn't like black people, that's not something he should have done on TV.
But
it was just in the benefit of
the left. I'm not gonna lie, because George Bush as a right wing president, like, you're gonna come in with a left wing left hook.
But don't you think that on national TV is out of pocket?
Yeah, I think him calling Piers Morgan broke on national TV is out of pocket as well. Like, I think Kanye acts out of pocket.
He didn't say he's broke.
Yeah, he did. He said, "Who has more money?" Like, and then walked off the interview. Like,
But that's not saying you're broke.
He was implying that I am a billionaire.
These are the guys gotta watch out for.
No. Come on. He also said George Floyd died on a fentanyl overdose. Like, that's
the one
shit,
thing
bro.
that worries me about Kanye, though, is like,
Yeah.
man, sometimes he says some shit and you're like, that doesn't make sense, but it always makes sense in the end.
Like,
Years down the line.
Years down the line.
I'm
it
just
always
saying
makes sense.
is like, yes, it makes sense years down the line, but I have a hard time believing Kanye in his current state can put together an album as good as his top 3, and that's subjective to any person, right? Like, there's no way that Kanye's gonna come back with a Graduation that people are like, yeah.
But the thing is, it's like,
it's not
Kanye-
talk bad about the Jews.
This is my thing, is that like again, he shouldn't be talking about bad about anybody. You know what I mean? Because everybody has like history that they don't want to be reminded of. You know what I mean?
Yes,
for sure,
absolutely.
But Kanye has always been Kanye,
right?
You know what I mean? It's like it's just the more information he gets, the bigger the battle becomes. So before, hold on. So when he was a producer that wanted to be a rapper, like Jay-Z talks about, he was like, yo, when he was a producer, he was jumping on tables being like, yo, I'm going to be the best rapper one day. People are like, yo, this guy, who the fuck is this guy? What is he talking about? But at that point in his life, he wasn't able to talk about billionaire problems.
No.
Because he doesn't know anything about billionaire problems. Hold on.
Yep. I'm pinning that one too.
So after that, fashion world. He shows his frustration about fashion. And people are like, yo, this guy's crazy. Like, yo, just make your own t-shirts. And then boom, Yeezy becomes the biggest brand.
Do you have another hold on? Or can I go?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Hang on. We got the camera situation. So we got it. All right. Okay. We got backup cameras on deck for this. We got cameras.
I understand that like billionaire issues are much different than millionaire issues.
Yeah.
When it comes to fashion, we're like, go make your own t-shirts. He did that. He conquered that, right? And that's what like escalated him to where he is. You know, I'm a producer. I'm gonna be the best rapper. He did that, right? But the thing is that as a billionaire, he's not going, yo, I'm gonna be the first trillionaire. You know what I mean? Like, he's got this whole other thing to him where now he's attacking the institutions that have essentially, in his mind, attacked him, right? And the fact that those institutions are backed and perhaps uplifted by cultures of people has become an issue now where he's like, there's no reason in my mind that he should be citing Candace Owens documentaries in interviews.
I think honestly, the only reason he likes her is because she goes against the grain.
But
literally,
that's problematic. If you are saying and spewing false shit.
For sure.
And the fact that he has no one there to be like, Kanye, that's not true, is an issue in its own.
For sure. But do we always say factual shit? All of us at this table.
Agreed.
Yeah,
And that's his whole thing. He's like,
I've lied 8 times this interview.
So that's his whole thing. He's like, I want to be a human just like y'all.
Right.
Don't put money just because I have money and I've been a big artist. Don't put this responsibility on me that I can't say how I feel at this moment.
But you can't. I agree. I agree that you should be able to say exactly what you feel at any moment in time. Yeah. But I think that shouldn't come at the detriment of other cultures that have faced undeniable like oppression or just terribleness. But I don't know. I think it's coming. I think it's coming from, this sort of the outbreak it came from like years ago, where it was like Kanye, running for president, and he was the MAGA hat guy, the only black guy with a MAGA hat on at that point in time, right?
So this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna close it with this.
No, please do.
This is what I'm gonna close it with.
I don't. And again, I just want to get this. I want to get this on fact. But like,
sure.
I want to make sure like we're not arguing for or against.
For sure.
I'm arguing against, but I can understand playing. Like, I understand the points that you can make within his argument that allow him to have legs to stand on. I get it, but in my mind,
no, for sure. I'm against his delivery.
Yes.
And how he expresses his message.
Right.
However, this is how I'm going to close it. Mm-hmm. He has said slavery is a choice.
Terrible.
He has said the George Floyd thing.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen any of these companies steer away from him? There's people, hold on. There's people in the rap game that have killed people, rap about it, and still have partnerships.
Agreed.
And they're going to act like he's the worst human being on earth? We really gotta ask ourselves that question.
But then is it a morality of us, the consumers? Is it a morality of Adidas, the people hiring these people, or is it a morality issue when it comes to Kanye West? Because and where do we check it?
But
that's the question.
But
that's the question.
That's the rooms we're not in.
Absolutely.
And that's why.
Is we can sit here, we can sit here and have this argument until the cows come home.
Yeah,
we won't.
But the proof.
You guys laugh at that same. It's
though, the proof is the proof, and the fact is that Kanye did say slavery is a choice. Yeah, Kanye West did say George Floyd passed away on fentanyl. He did say white lives matter. And none of these companies left him.
I'm not gonna lie though; those last two examples has been the cause of partitions between him and companies. But the slavery was a choice thing. He came back and was like, "This is what I actually meant," and it was
but that's what he's been doing. That's what he's been doing with.
I don't know if it makes as
but like
much
the slavery
sense.
was a choice.
The slavery is a choice thing.
Wasn't that
we have a plantation of 400
correct me if
people.
I'm wrong, but the slavery is a choice comment. He was in the TMZ building.
Yes.
At that point.
Yes.
And then he was called out by one of the members of TMZ saying like, you let a whole community down, like you let us down. And then Kanye was very remorseful, like immediately after, which I think does make a bit of a difference.
He said,
because he recognized his mistake.
Absolutely. And not only that, but like as soon as he posted again, he was like, that was the wrong thing to say. Because
he's been doing that. But if you look at his long form interviews, he's been doing the same thing with the Jewish. He's like, no, I'm not talking about the average Jewish. I'm talking about my lawyer that's Jewish. Mm-hmm. The person I signed to is Jewish. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He has done that too, but
he just needs a writer to spew his ideas to, and them to write it.
He needs a speechwriter and a censor like person. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just think like at the end of the day, should he say what he should be saying? No. He should know better, I guess. You know what I mean? Like,
would you punch him in the neck for it?
like I said, man, I empathize with everybody in this world.
It's a good answer because
Everybody.
I see it too like that. Is I'm watching this and we just very recently went through the whole like I'm bipolar. This is terrible. I'm sorry. I don't want to take medicine because I don't like that. And I understand that. I understand that to a certain degree, but my issue is you just can't in our current climate and our world, you can't just go on to say whatever it is the fuck that you think is okay to say. Because that's an issue. If you can, like, we have that issue in our current world is that you literally have the freedom to say whatever it is you want.
Yeah.
We get that freedom, and it's a blessing. It really is.
Yeah,
that's why you can make music the way that you make music. That's the reason we can make podcasts. That's why we can talk about what it is right now.
But that's what he's like for him in his head.
Yeah.
And for him in his head, he's probably like, yo, there's probably so much people in the industry that agree with me. But you know what? I'm going to be the only one that's going to come out flat out and just like...
So what do we do with a black sheep?
Like even like
what
JP Morgan, right? JP Morgan Bank said, yo, we don't want your money.
Yeah. He walked into Skechers and was like partnership, and they're like, get the fuck out, bro. That's Skechers, bro. That's Skechers. That is literally the most clowned on brand.
But
after the Skechers shape up, fuck you.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, yo, it's like they were even debating if they should take his stuff off.
I saw that
Spotify and all that stuff.
The CEO of
like,
Spotify was like, that's up to his
that's
label.
Expensive. That's expensive
but
to me.
You have to think about how does he even get to that place?
Yeah, no,
you have to think about like,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we might have to cut this out. I'm not trying to get. we might all get bad.
We're just talking. We're just talking.
We might all get bad.
It's not. This isn't like I don't think this is an off limits conversation. I think it's a very like debatable thing right now, and it's definitely something that we're witnessing in real time and are able to talk about. Because
who knows though, man? Honestly, who knows, man? Honestly, since then, since Kanye, there's been even podcasts like in a jokingly matter have like put like, yo, just make sure anything you hear here is not like true. It's for entertainment. Like, yo, people are scared to comment on this.
Absolutely.
So you got like, you really got to think. You really got to think about it. Like, why are people scared?
And it's literally because of the magnitude of what he said. It really is, and it's what
but the
you
thing
said.
Is,
it's what you said. It's
I think the thing is, no one is scared.
It's the delivery.
But the thing is, the reason that the delivery doesn't matter is because people can have any delivery towards black people, and they're not scared. People are scared to say any, like, it could be the best delivery.
People are scared of a black man saying something, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying people are not scared to say anything about black people.
Right.
And any delivery.
But then once a black man says something, people are scared.
It's not even just a black man.
Okay.
It's just anybody that, let's say, were to be pro Kanye, are scared to be pro Kanye.
I almost pulled Trump on this one. I wasn't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
I think a lot of people that are pro Kanye though aren't afraid to be like, yo, I'm backing this guy though.
Yeah, but these are people that don't make money off the mainstream.
True.
But anybody that makes money off the mainstream, they're like, yo, I'm not.
Yeah. Skechers.
I'm Skechers.
I'm not
Skechers. Yeah. Ain't no white mom gonna buy my shape ups no more.
But it is a good example of Trump. It's like, yo, Trump was able to say anything he wants.
And then he got booted.
He was president.
And then he got booted.
But even before he was president, he was saying some wild stuff.
Yeah, and you can argue like that's why he got voted in. Is because
literally he was saying some wild stuff. That's why he got voted in.
Shout out to the Southern
America, shout out to Donald Trump.
Shout out to Southern America, bro.
You know, so it's like
cheers. To
we're definitely cutting that out.
Fuck that. No, we'll just cut to this shot. I do want to ask that question as City Fidelia.
Yeah.
The dawn of the city, essentially. Let's call you the mayor. The mayor.
The mayor,
that's the way.
Yeah.
That's the way people know you.
Yeah. Even that name, something. When people are like, "Yo, the mayor," I'm like,
you don't like being called the mayor?
It's not that I like it or I hate it. It's just like, you know, I always like to see myself as a servant to people, and like the concept of being called the mayor means like you're more than me.
You're delegating. Like you're looking.
It just means like you're more powerful than me, and I don't like that feeling.
But who's more powerful than you?
Definitely Night Lavelle. You see that fucking Lamborghini?
Okay. But like,
We'll drink to that.
we'll drink to Night Lavelle's Lamborghini because that's just fire, bro. Night. I know you're watching. All right. You can find our email in the bio. You can just hit us up if you want the interview. I swear to God, it will be the best interview you've ever done. I promise. We can recreate this. We don't have to. It's whatever.
I got a question after this, though.
Cheers to the Lamborghini.
Cheers to Lamborghini, bro.
All right. Let's bring back to City Fidelia.
Wow.
That's what we're here for.
Right.
That's what we're here for.
Okay.
Why you guys look like you're barely surviving out here?
I drink like once a month.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I drink. Yeah, I drink. I enjoy the taste. Send that thing. Honestly, I do have a question. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
As a struggling artist, okay? A struggling artist. I've heard your stories about sleeping on floors. Like,
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Many.
Back the Toronto days.
yeah,
All that, yeah.
and like I've heard it wasn't just like you guys are like crashing on the floors of one-person apartments as a four-man team. Give these people
Yeah.
the advice that they need to like get through that, because it's evident that that is going to be
I think I
part-
know your answer to that.
I think that's an evident part of
I wanna hear what you have to say.
That's an
But I
evident
know.
part of like a creative's journey is being fucking poor.
Yeah.
And like having so much doubt perhaps in yourself and your dream, because this is the place that it's brought it to, is you're crashing on a buddy's floor for discounted rent. How do you get out of that hard place? Because not only like monetarily, but like mentally as well, because that's a hard place to be in.
Not even this kind of, man. Like, at one point, I was living at Aiden's house for free. Like, me and
Shout
my
out
boy
Aiden.
Stan were...
That's discounted. That's like the ultimate discount.
the ultimate
That's
discount.
the ultimate discount. my
Oh,
guy.
man. Honestly, like, it's sad to say, but, like, you have to be kind of delusional. You know what I mean? Like, you really got to really feel... Like, no one's going to be able to see your vision at the end of the day. And the only thing that kept me going when I was sleeping on couches, sleeping on the floor or whatever, was like, my big break could come at any time. You know what I mean? It could come at any time. And as long as I, continue to, pursue what I want to do and like believe in myself, like things are going to happen. And that's the only way is you'll be able to get through it. Cause man, it's not like, like during that time for me, it's like, imagine you only have a futon, you're living in somebody else's living room. You might be interested in a woman, but it's like, you have nowhere to take them. You have no money to really take them out to eat. So you're kind of like, okay, well, I'm not going to talk to women.
This one's hitting hard. This one's
You know
hitting
what I'm
really close
saying?
to home.
Yeah, man, it's like, it could be, it was a difficult time mentally, but like I was so focused on, you just got to focus so hard on what you want to do. So me, I was so focused on the next song, the next rollout plan, the next concept, that like I didn't even have time to think about how I felt about sleeping on a futon mattress. I literally treated my career like school. It was like, every day, wake up, either make a song or either get together with the group to discuss like what's the next plan. And like, that's what kept me even 20 years in this game. Cause it's like, there's been like a constantly planning for the future. So you're not even like, you know what I mean? Like you have no time to think about like, oh, when is this gonna stop? Cause you're constantly planning for like a couple months down. And then once that event, like let's say you're planning for an event or you're planning for the album drops. Now you're back at planning again for the future. Yeah. So this thing that constantly like goes, you know what I mean?
You're just looking ahead constantly, like, hey, what's next? What's next? It's the same thing with us. Like, I keep looking forward to, like, both John and I, we keep looking forward to, okay, like, what's the next interview? What's the next project? What's the next production? What's the next this, that, third thing? And like, I forget to stop and look and be like, yo, like,
Smell
we
the
just had
roses,
fucking
man.
like,
Man, 100%.
crazy like
Shout out
shit
Two
going
Time,
on.
man. Like honestly, that was one for me
Shout
where
out
I
to
was
Two
like,
Time.
yo, Two Time walked in the door and I'm in the middle of fucking taking a stupid video. Y'all seen it? and I'm in the middle of taking this video, and like 2Time walks in, and we kill this interview, right? But again,
It's so hard to stay in the moment and be like, yo, that was
I'm
dope.
not paying rent off that interview. You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Like, what is it that really like makes it make sense to you?
It's that, man. You
It
can't
is
put
that, man. It
is that, man.
Solaris, I'm looking at you, baby. I'm looking at you, baby.
It's that, man.
He's gonna say it again.
Pause. Okay, we're gonna say it for the first time in this interview. Pause.
It's the fact that like you can't put all your value in money.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna plug in my brother real quick. Like someone like Solaris, you know what I mean? He's like been working hard for the last few years, just pumping out content. And now I could probably say, like, when it comes to like video, people that do video, he's the most comfortable individual. You know what I mean? But it's because he didn't put value into money first. When you always put money first,
It never works.
it won't work.
No, there's got to be an actual reason for it. I
You know
want
what
to
I'm
get
saying?
better. I want to create this impact.
Because some
whatever
people,
it
they put
is.
value in, and that's what happens in Ottawa a lot. It's like, instead of people building their portfolios and profiles, what are you laughing, man? What are you laughing at?
The 3 tries it took you to say each of those words, but like you keep going, bro.
I need you to
keep
carry
going,
this
bro.
for a
Keep
second.
going.
I gotta run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
No
I gotta
way
break the
you're
seal.
doing
I gotta
it.
break
No
the
way
seal.
you're doing
I gotta
it.
break the seal.
We're
Hey, yo,
doing
carry
it.
this. One second.
Can't hang, man. Down to the wire, can't hang, man. Can't hang, man.
Dude, my back teeth are floating, and I'm sitting here.
So, are we waiting for him?
No. Tell me. The
right,
camera
man.
won't even pick up him coming back in. Don't worry about it.
So, a lot of people don't put value in building their profile.
Right.
And honestly, like, even outside of me being an artist, that's what I do when I do songwriting with people or whatever. I'm building my profile. I'm showing what I can do. So like that, when a good opportunity comes, I'll be able to be like, here's what I've done.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how y'all need to see it. It's like, whether you know, now that you did a 2Time interview, who in the city would, if 2Time could do an interview, who could say no to you guys in the city?
And I'm not trying to like deflect here, because like that's in an essence kind of how I felt, or how we felt. I'm gonna speak for both of us here. Is like, you know, we have 2Time in here, and that for a while was like we were too scared to reach out to a person like that, right? But you know, as an artist, what's that look like? You know, like we have someone like that in our studio, and it goes so smoothly. But like as an artist, what's that sort of, you know, that interview look like? Like what's that sort of, that pinnacle in your career look like, and how do you move on from there?
For me, it's like, again, that's why the reason I've been here like for 20 years and still relevant today. It's because like I didn't put value and money in everything. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of features I've done I never got paid for. You know what I mean? But I built like really good relationships off those features, and now like those people will be like, can vouch for me. You know, whether it's through my initiatives in the community or music. You know, like now, you know, I can hit out like, for example, like Wilder or like Eva Shaw and be like, yo, I'm in LA or Toronto. Like, what are you saying? Like, you know, I could do these things because I built relationships. So now when I do something like Formula, I can hit up the same people and be like, yo, can you hold me down and, you know, do a 1 hour panel for my participants? You know, so
Okay, this is gonna be, I know that this is gonna beg a great answer, but this will be a clippable moment here.
Pressure?
Right here. Okay.
Pressure. You can't hang, man.
Bro, that was a 73 long second piss. That was insane. Shut up. That was insane.
You're only going
That
for
was insane.
You're only going for 46. I counted it. Don't worry about it.
They can't hang with the boy.
Oh no! I
What's
had
this
such a
clippable
good
moment?
answer.
What is it?
No, I had such a good question.
What were you just talking about? What I missed?
We're talking. What we're talking about again?
Bro, come on, dude, come on.
I'm talking about like Eva Shaw.
Yeah.
How like I can
How
hit
do
up,
you okay, here. Is it still a clippable moment? Yes. Still a clippable moment. How do you not miss out on those moments? Those big moments. Not even big, but like those moments that like could be something that they're not. Because I think that any creative has had that feeling in their stomach where they're like, listen, I don't know the full magnitude of what I am getting myself into. But I know that on the other side of this, when I wake up tomorrow, if I brought my camera, if I brought my microphone, if I brought myself and just inserted myself into the right rooms, then I will have something tomorrow that I will get out of this. Whoa. How do you know that like that's what you're getting into?
At the end of the day, you don't know what you're getting into.
Right.
Just be a good person, man. That's it.
Being a good person.
Just be a pure person.
It's not like a being at home and preparing yourself to a degree. It's not.
No, you just gotta be a pure person. For example, we're talking about Livingston, right?
No, I wasn't.
I'm saying no. You weren't.
We were earlier.
Before, yeah.
We were earlier. Yes.
So I'm just giving you an example. Is that like when I dropped Painkiller the first time, Linda's son, he went under another name, and he actually hit me up about Close Call. On the album, and I was like, oh shit, like, yo, thank you for actually taking the time to listen to it, and we had like a little dialogue, but I didn't know like the name that it was before was Linda's son,
right?
So it's later on when he was Linda's son and he dropped a mixtape, and I messaged him like, yo, I really like your mixtape, and I saw like our previous like history. That's why I was like, oh shit, that was the same guy that like messaged me before. But like, imagine if I was an asshole to him before. We wouldn't have, me and him wouldn't have the relationship we have today. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, go ahead.
No, I didn't want to cut you off there. Sorry. I had an idea that jumped in my mind. But
my man is drunk, man.
My man is drunk, man. Come on now. What are we saying here?
I'm alive, man.
No, so stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
You know who Scott Hall is?
Who?
Scott Hall.
Scott Hall.
Razor Ramon.
I know who Razor Ramon is. Come on, my WWE, my guy.
You're giving me Razor Ramon vibes right now.
Randy Macho Man Savage. No. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. What's that mean to you?
It's just, constantly work on your habits, work on your abilities to, you know what I mean? So like that, like preparation meets opportunity, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you. We were on the same page.
No one saw me suck that red wine off my wrist, did you, when I drooled on myself, eh?
I actually wanted to ask you this earlier.
How much do you actually love red wine?
Do you feel like an underdog still to
Whoa.
this day?
100%.
Another good one, dude.
Thanks,
like, you're
bro.
killing
My guy,
this, dude.
bro.
This
My
is
guy.
like,
So
your hands have gotten progressively sweatier as we've done these. What, Phelan, are we running down on time?
No, we got time? All right. Yeah,
So-
do you feel like an underdog to this day?
I do feel like an underdog still. Like, for example, we talked about like, how I be peeping like these people being like, who should I get on a feature? Or who's the hottest in the city? Or
Right.
who's on Shadow of TV? Or, you know what I'm saying? I don't think my name ever comes up. So it's like, definitely feel an underdog there. And then in terms of Canada, you know what I mean? I really feel like, because I live in Ottawa, to kind of like break through the hip hop industry, you kind of need to get highly respected in Toronto, which I am, but like more behind closed doors.
On underground level.
It's like more people behind the scenes being like,
Yo, city fucking Fidelia, bro. We
man.
had four corners here, and we were like, yo,
shout out to Four Corners. That's someone.
Shout out Four Corners.
You know what? Four Corners.
Four Corners. This one's for
Cheers.
you. Yeah.
Shout out to
What was this, episode 2?
That was episode like 2 or 3.
2 or 3. 2 or 3. This is for you, Four Corners.
Yeah, there's a couple people in Toronto that, with their chest, they'll show me love. Like, I might be forgetting names, but the top 2 that comes in my mind right now, Four Corners and Junior T. Those are two people.
Junya, right?
Junia
space
okay,
T.
might be.
Those two are two people like with their chests like are like, yo, City Fidelia is that
Till
guy.
it's backwards.
You know what I mean? He's that guy. You know what I mean? But I do feel like because I'm from Ottawa. And which is fine, you know.
Talk
okay.
your shit, man. Like seriously, like if this is a moment to talk your shit about like feeling disrespected, like use it now because I think you're disrespected. I really do.
Thank you. You say it. You speak it. You say it.
I really do think like especially since you've like put it into like context with like those moments where it's like, yo, who should I hop on a track with? And City's not there. Like that's the ground level of disrespect. Mm-hmm. I understand you on the larger scale of things, and I think you're disrespected there. But on a ground level, like, why aren't people like hurting to get on a track with you? That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of like. So for me, I'm just kind of like, yo, let me share my energy with people that show that to me. You know what I mean? And anybody around me that showed me that energy knows how far I'll go for them. You know, so big shout out to Jaden, big shout out to Romeo, Hueso, Lonely Boy.
Oh my God, all these guys are goats. Jesus.
You know, obviously my brother Jeff saying it. You know, and there's more, but like, there's a couple of people.
But those
out
are
there.
the best ones.
But you know what though is like, I just honestly I rock with them. Like the same reason I rock with you guys. You know, it's just like. Good vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people would, like, hit me up and be like, yo, man, like, you just rock with Down to the Wire because, like, they're doing their thing. I'm like, yo, like, I was literally doing interviews with them during the pandemic. I didn't even know.
You were literally...
That's awesome,
you were
dude,
literally...
like...
I was going to say this earlier, but let's run a clip, picture, back, whatever, is that you... open your studio. 2 weeks later, it was closed, and then a week or two later, we were in your studio interviewing you.
Yeah.
And the note of this is you having the blue surgical mask around your chin the entire time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy, bro. And the thing is, just so stupid, bro. I remember looking at you the whole time. I was like, that's so fucking steez. Like, that's so fucking sick, bro. Like, I don't know where, like, I only had like a stupid...
I was the opposite, bro. I was running the cameras. I was like, take that fucking blue mask off, bro.
Yeah, hindsight
you're not even wearing it. Take it off.
Hindsight 2020, like, take it off. But, like, at the time, I was like, those are the best masks that you could have at this point in time. Like, let's let's go.
God,
but yeah, no, that's dope, man, because you do hear a lot of people say that. They're like, yo, I've heard people say that to me. And they're like, yo,
we
like,
got red wine stain on the shirt.
okay. Hour.
Boo, you made it.
I'm sorry. This is
hour 50 in.
This is when we're realizing this is
The red stain happened.
hour 50.
Yeah.
We're at.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this interview. Let's go.
Let's keep it going, man.
Phelan says,
Let's
let's go. Phelan says, let's go.
We got a call from Coleman. He wants to come check out the interview.
Yeah, Coleman's definitely.
Yo, you want to come see the interview?
Sure, yeah. I'm here right now.
You're downstairs? All right. We'll get someone down. We got an audience for this. Take that in. Take that in.
This is
Take
legendary.
That in.
I'm about to give you
John shirts off. I told you shirts would come off at some point.
This is our Patreon app.
This is when we need a Patreon right now. John shirtless.
Oh, Lord.
No, you can't check the phone, dude. This is danger hours right now.
My bad.
This is danger hours. You're gonna send some text. I'm just protecting you. You're gonna send some text you don't want to text.
You're right. Okay, you hit the gym, man.
No, I haven't. Like, these are just kind of naturally occurring.
Natural.
Cameraman's even drinking now. We got the cameraman drinking.
We're honestly fucking hammered. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's the fuck I'm talking about, dude. It's so warm.
I just heard when you opened the door, apparently there's a waft of alcohol.
Coleman, send me your vape, please. I'm sorry. I love
I
it.
need that.
No!
I would need that.
Oh,
Coleman,
shit.
no, we're not done recording. You gotta keep that closed.
We're still recording, bro. We're still going.
This is on air right now. This one.
As
Okay.
if my entrance is gonna be less disruptive than opening the fucking window.
No, literally, we have
Hang on. Let's bring this back. Let's bring this
Wait,
back.
just let for Coleman
All right,
to
settle
cut.
down for a second. Let's bring this back. Let's bring this back. This is a tough question to ask while you're fucking hammered right now.
Yes.
But we've
How many people have you slept with?
The long laugh means a lot.
More than you, bitch! Come on now! Come on!
Oh shit, man.
Throughout this whole interview, though, you looking for booze?
Coleman, get out of the fucking shot!
Throughout this whole interview, though, if you're still listening,
Yes.
you've already heard the implications that you have had, City of Fidelia has had on the city of Ottawa, on the Canadian music like scene in general, like Canada's best kept secret, hands down. I will say that. What do you want to get across, though? Whether it be through Painkiller, this new album you're releasing, this interview, the way you're trying to like portray City Fidelia. We'll do a shot first. But as City Fidelia, though, like, what do you want people to know the most about you?
We said we do a shot first.
No, that's the last one.
Okay,
Cheers.
this is the last one.
Cheers.
It's not a lot.
Damn, we finished it. Wow.
Yeah, we caved
It's
that.
all done.
Jeez.
We caved
We
that.
literally have drank all of Down to the Wire's liquor. And I look exactly how I thought I was going to look by the end of it. I'm not going to lie. This is exactly the way I thought it was going to end up.
Legendary. 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 You know,
I'm honestly,
hey man,
I'm
you know,
honestly-
you know
I'm
when you
honestly,
make,
like I'm like keeping such good posture here, just because I don't want no folds. In my
you know when
shit.
you rock, hey, you know when you rock with City Fidelia, we can't do things normal.
Why would I?
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
We gotta take the, you know what I mean, extra step.
Yeah, that's why I have my headband on. Don't worry about it.
Jeez.
Answer the question, man. Come
All right,
on,
man, I'm gonna answer
fuck
the
it.
question. I'm gonna answer the question. So, I think, you know, a lot of people in the world, especially in Canada, feel like, you know, the black struggle doesn't exist in Ottawa. You know what I'm saying?
This is a deep answer for someone with a shirt on their head. I'm sorry. Sorry. I love you, and I think you're my big bro. I really do. But like, you're talking, and I'm like, I have a shirt tied on my head. I know I'm shirtless right now, but please keep answering the question. I'm gonna slowly put it back on my shirt, on my body, bro.
You know, especially in Canada, like I was saying, people don't believe that black struggle happens in Ottawa. You know, and that's what the Painkiller album's about, really. It's like, especially like, I'm speaking from the lens of a black man growing up in a lower income environment in Ottawa. So I kind of want to, with this album, kind of like express that story, but also like show people that are dealing with that story, that to let them know that there's different outlets and a lot of opportunity and possibilities out there for them. And yeah, man, I really want to bring a Juno home, man. At least a nomination.
Dude, a fucking
At least a
Juno-
nomination.
Bro,
At
shout
least a
out the
nomination.
Junos.
Yeah, man.
Oh, if we had one more shot to give, it would be for the Junos.
yeah.
Yo, we actually have a tip bottle. There,
We got anything back there?
is
We got
the
more booze back
smallest-
there?
There is literally the smallest.
Damn.
No, on the cupboard.
Hang on a second, though.
On
So
the
wait,
cupboard.
you
We
guys don't have more questions
this-
for me?
Hang on, I got a question.
That was the last question?
I got a question.
It's gonna be a send up.
I still feel like we're scratching the surface.
We're just getting started.
I have my shirt on my head tied
Two
around it
hours
like a
in, we're
do-rag.
just getting started.
I feel like we're
don't-
just getting started.
I completely forgot that this was part of the
Okay, we
Painkiller
actually-
press
we
run.
have-
I thought Painkiller was just an
Yeah,
excuse
we
to get
have-
you on
we
the
have-
show.
We have two more shots.
So that
left
shit
in
looks
it.
like a bootleg.
Yeah,
What's in
don't-
that?
don't
That's
worry about
moonshine.
it. Don't worry about it.
You want moonshine?
That looks like a bootleg. What
Yeah,
is
well,
it?
no, it's pretty illegal. But like you have some fun with it.
It looks like you guys got it from
don't worry
Canal
about-
Street.
Hey, listen, you're talking
Worse,
a lot. You're talking a lot about
worse,
this. Just talk a lot about something else, right?
I'm trying to
Don't
make
worry
it home
about it.
alive, you know?
What? Why would you try to do that?
I thought you're a bartender.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, if I have a shirt tied on my head, guaranteed I'm not a bartender at that point in time. So
I feel like this is the part where you're, like, of the night where you go, I fucking love you, man. I fucking love you, man. That's the part of the night we're at right now.
Do you guys want a 3-way hug right in front of the camera, and
No,
then we
thank
get
you.
back for a couple of...
No,
I'll
thank
put my
you.
shirt back on for it. I'll put my shirt on for it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll put it back on my head after, but like... Why is your shirt not off? I thought we were like, I thought the whole deal.
I thought we were keeping it professional. I brought the collared shirt out. I was like, all right, we're going to keep it
When you put
clean.
the collared shirt on, I was like, yeah, I'm probably just not going to put the
He
jacket
kept it
on.
really Scarface, you know?
Me?
He kept it really Scarface.
Yeah, no. I kept it really like...
We're on the final 5-minute stretch, apparently. According to our producer, we're on the last 5-minute stretch. Pass me
He
that
kept it
vape.
really Alex Wright. Google him.
Do your Googles.
I hate that because whenever he says do your Googles, I've already done my Googles and I'm good. But Alex writes a hurt one.
City. What do you want people to feel about, like, what in your vision, if you have an avatar of someone who's listening to the album, how do you want them to feel about it?
You know what? It's like what I received from a lot of people was that like the album made them think about their own lives, you know what I mean, and their own ways to find therapy and to overcome things that they've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really I want people to, once they listen to the album, to know like they're not alone. They're not the only ones that are dealing with pain, you know, like there's a bunch of us out here dealing with pain, and like, you know, this album is here for you.
Okay, I'm gonna ask one more intellectual question. I
more?
literally think this is the
One
last
more?
one I had. I literally think this is the last.
One more?
This is literally the last.
I feel like you
Don't
just
make
keep
me-
peer
don't make
pressuring
me
us
hit you
into
with
asking
the
more questions.
Muller first.
No,
One more.
I think that I have
I'm
done.
the guy.
I think that, you know, before I start asking you, like, if like the first person you could punch in the face, who would it be? I'm gonna start asking you. I'm gonna ask you one time. What is your painkiller, City Fidelia? This is gonna be a terrible clip too, because I'm shirtless. I'm like, just ask
That's
my
all
most
good,
punctual
man.
question, but like,
I
literally,
like
what is your?
contrast.
What's that?
I said I like contrast.
Can I ask it one more time just so we get a clean clip?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks. But City Fidelia, what is your painkiller?
Definitely music has been my painkiller like my whole life. I think liquor and wine has definitely
I'll drink to that.
been my painkiller. But like honestly, it's like, you know, and it's not even a bad thing, because the thing is that I'm not an alcoholic, you know what I'm saying? I'm not alcoholic, but there's been, you know, if we're going to be transparent, it's like I said, you know, like this is my first time in a while where I didn't think about anything else. I was in the interview. I was just enjoying my time with you guys, not thinking about like, what you want to say, man?
I know
keep
that
moving
you're
your mouth,
looking
bro.
at me. You're looking at me, and I'm literally just know that I have a T-shirt tied above my head, and I don't have any clothes on right now. No, I'm
holler at you,
I'm
like-
trying not to laugh, my guy. Come on, shut the.
You know what I mean? Like, so, like, you know, alcohol and kind of like allows me to kind of put my walls down and really express, allows me to live in the moment. And sometimes when I'm sober, I'm not able to do that. It's rare. Like, I don't remember the last time I was able to do that when I was sober. So it's like, I'm not here trying to promote drinking. I'm just here trying to promote that, like, I'm trying to find my way. I'm working on trying to find my way, like, while I'm sober to feel that, to live in the present. You know what I mean?
That's
Okay,
it.
let's round it up
That's
here.
it.
I just want to say, because
That's
we're
it for
being
me.
transparent, dude, I just got to say off the bat, we can turn the cameras off for this. I don't give a fuck. You
No,
are
we
one
need
of
an
my
outro. We need an outro.
You are one of my biggest mentors, like, for sure.
Yeah,
I don't even know if you
appreciate
feel that.
That's
I don't
not
know if
even
you
that doesn't-
recognize that. But
That doesn't stop at him. That's both of us.
100%. Like,
That
one of my
doesn't stop at
biggest
him.
mentors. I appreciate everything. Like, the phone calls we've had.
That's big, bro.
That you're just
That's
preaching to
big,
me, and I'm
bro,
like hearing
bro.
you out, and I love everything you have to say. And man, like, I owe so much to you for how much you've given me on a personal note.
That's love,
like
man.
from a mentor. You know what I mean? Like down the wire, House of Ensemble aside, like everything that you have done for me as an individual, like I owe the world to that because I came into this knowing nothing. And you welcomed me with open arms. And through me, you opened up this whole company. I'm a
snowball on that. I'm a snowball on that. That's us. That's not even him.
Yeah.
That's us. I there was definitely a point in my career where I got to you, and the rest of the world opened like an oyster, bro. Like, and that's crazy shit to me. And like, especially as a person that wasn't in your lane, you know what I mean? I guess my question is like, how do you actually stay so open-minded?
These guys asking another question. We gotta wrap this up.
This is
gonna
gonna
I'm
be.
trying to wrap this up.
No,
over
I
here.
understand, and this is honestly my last question because how do you actually keep people like us open-minded to what your creative drive is? Because we're not supposed to be here.
I don't know,
And that's
man.
the reality. Is we're not supposed to be here around you.
For me, it's like I surround myself by great souls, man. And when it comes to you guys, I felt that right away. Like everything you guys are doing now, I already saw it for you guys. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was willing to take that interview because, like, you know, from the way that I was approached from the interview, I was like, yo, these guys are good people. Like, they're genuine people. And to be able to root from the outside has been a blessing for me too. Like for me, like when you guys are getting these interviews and all, like, yo, like me, I'm like, yo, that's my team. Like, yeah, like, yo,
But
that's dope.
That doesn't stop at us, right?
It does. What do you mean by that?
So when you see people that you fuck with, and like you see that are people that, you know, I can see myself in them. I can see myself like, and like my values in them. Like that doesn't stop at just us, you know, because we're honestly like, in my mind, like the largest outliers of these people, right? Like we are so out of your wheelhouse on people that you would want to keep close to you. Not that we don't deserve to be there, but people that are like, yo, these are obscure people. Like, how does it actually come to like artists?
Man, to be honest, like, man, this is a small, I wouldn't say like a super small, but this is a small circle of people where I'm like, I'm gonna go the extra mile for you. Like, whatever resources I have, like, wherever I go, you know what I mean? It's the same way, you know, like Aiden or whoever knows about you guys. It's because, like, I talk about you guys when you guys are not around, you know what I mean? It's not when you guys are around. I'm like,
I
yo,
appreciate that, man.
like, you know what I mean? I'm like a broken tape. Like wherever I go, there's like the same people like continuously talk about all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like, and you guys are one of them, you know?
No, bro, I appreciate that was so much. Like, I'm gonna wrap this up right now. We're gonna continue this conversation off camera, but I'm gonna wrap it up right now because we're at, what are we at right now?
We definitely
We're
had
over
2.
2 hours right now.
Get out! Get all out! Get all out! Get all out!
Record breaking! Record breaking!
We knew it was about to happen.
I knew we were gonna have to take a week off after this. I said it at the start.
I knew it was about to happen.
Record breaking!
Let's go.
But no,
I'm
dude,
the guy!
Big dog. Come on now. Come on.
for
now.
real though,
first
bro.
one.
Like you've meant so much to us, bro. Like my mom knows about you. That's how deep it is. Like my mom,
love,
like
man.
when I talk about the shit that we're doing, I don't even have to mention like, yo, City. She's like, yeah, I know. Like she knows what's up, bro. And I just gotta say, bro,
my mom knows Luigi. My mom knows Luigi.
This guy's trying to one up me right now. This is when I know it's time to wrap it up. But yo, dude, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, bro,
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you so much, bro. And
Man, same here, bro.
everything you've done for us and everything that we're gonna continue to do
Bro,
together.
we're gonna build big. And you know what? You don't know how life is gonna pan out. Like, yo, you guys might be the biggest platform, and you guys are gonna be the one reviving my career. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You're
so
looking
it's
at a
like,
guy with a t-shirt tied around his head, and like,
Break it!
I'm here for it. Let's go.
We're breaking records, man.
But yo-
What other hosts got this? Man
I don't
took
have
off
any
his
questions.
shirt?
Bro, no one. Just us. Down to the wire, man.
You know
And
what I'm
yo,
saying? Down to the wire. Big shout out to Down to the Wire. You know what I mean? The greatest podcast in the city.
Yo, appreciate that.
Let's fucking
City.
get it.
Thank
know
you,
what I
man.
mean?
We're gonna
Yeah,
we're gonna make that the world one day, and
you know,
that one day is
people
soon.
are gonna come after me after this.
and we're coming at it. We're
I'm
coming
gonna
at
get
it.
DMs like, what the fuck do you mean?
Dude,
They're the best in the city.
I'm listening in Turkey right now. Like my shit's fucking fire with Down the Wire. Like let's go now.
But yo,
No, but you guys are doing things right. Like you guys are really doing
don't
things
get
right.
shirtless.
From the promotions to the questions to like everything. Like keep going. That's all I have to say, man.
I don't
Keep
get
going. Don't stop. Like
and you know what, man,
your time is coming.
we're gonna keep that going together, bro.
I don't get
100.
shirtless for no one.
Thank you.
We're gonna end it on that.
You're welcome.
We're gonna end it on that. Yo, City Fidelia
Yes,
in the
sir.
building, bro. Yo, appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Let's
Appreciate
get
you
it.
coming
y'all.
on the show, bro.
Painkiller November 4th. Well, it's gonna be out.
It's
by this
already
time.
out. Go
It's
stream
already
it.
out. Go stream that
stream
shit.
it,
Don't
man.
be a
Go
fucking
stream it.
loser
Stream that
and go
shit.
fucking stream it.
Let's get it.
Idiot.
Thanks for tuning in, man. Follow, like, subscribe. Go tune into this guy, man. We got a lockdown here. Thanks for tuning in, bro. We'll catch you guys next week.
Oh goddamn.
Peace.
They're coming down to the wire. At the center's handed. Reach right. He's coming up on the inside.